Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Final Show Films. I am Sen, your executive producer. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I particularly want to thank our $25 tier supporters over on our Patreon page at patreon.com/fsfilms. Those being Jermaine Alexander, Samantha Bates, and Elle, without whom we won't be able to do nearly as much as we do now. So thank you very much for your support over the years. And those of you that are watching live, please sit back, relax, and enjoy. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to, welcome to Vampire: The Dark Ages, Rome by Moonlight. This is our first episode of this particular game, and why has interesting, my Slack has lost several of its buttons, which means I have to just close it because I can't minimize it. Anyways,
Fun.
it's weird.
Interesting.
Yes, this is our first episode of this Vampire: The Dark Ages Chronicle. I am Sen, your storyteller, and joining me is for this chronicle is Shawnee.
Hi, I am Shani or William, and I am playing Kara Valkyria, an Aramain Valkyrie.
And the overlay will be getting a little bit more fancy as things go on. I have ADHD, and thus I can't finish anything until it's already a week late. So it's at least present.
I guess technically I should say a 7th generation Aramain.
That works. Yeah, generation and clan works, or just your clan. It doesn't really matter. And Jack.
Oh, I think I'm also 7th generation. Hi, I'm Jack. I am playing World of Darkness for the first time. And my character is Hyacinthos, who is a Toreador ancient twink.
And Holly.
Best description. I am Holly. I am playing Luciana Borgia, who is a La Sombra.
And Jeremy.
Hi, I am Jeremy. I am playing Anais, who is a follower of Set, the best clan.
Is it follower Set or is it Setite? As far as the clan
follower of Set is the technical clan name.
Gotcha.
Everybody just calls them Setites. Actually, everybody just calls them Serpents, just generally not to their face.
And Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara. I'm playing Sabina de Forley, who is a Shamase.
And Sally.
Hi, I'm Sally, and I'm playing Vina the Tremere.
You said that. You said that in the same enunciation you would say like the leper, like
The Tremere.
like Vina the leper, like.
We've got to have a Tobin Tremere.
Yeah, you'd say leper that way as a Tremere if you wanted to talk yourself up.
Whereas I would say
no shade on leopards, like.
Whereas I would say the Tremere. But anyways, yes. As some people have noted, this is their first time playing World of Darkness. It's my first time running World of Darkness on stream, so we'll don't compare me to other World of Darkness GMs. It's not going to be the same. I'm just gonna level that out here now. I don't run things the way other World of Darkness GMs run things. Speaking of which, to set the scene,
I'm not like the other girls.
The year is 1592, I think.
1492.
1492.
100 years off.
Yeah, it was just 100 years off. Fine. The year is 1492. Our setting is Rome, Italy, the seat of Christian power, and the beginning of the year, which is March, I think, at this time on the Julian calendar.
March 20th.
Yes, it's the beginning of the year. And by the end of the year, historically, one Rodrigo Borgia, currently a oh god, what's his title? He's currently a
Cardinal?
He's a cardinal. He's a specific cardinal. All of my all of my knowledge is going away.
It happens.
He is currently the Archbishop of Valencia. That's it. He's currently the
Okay.
Archbishop of Valencia. By the end of the year, historically, becomes Pope. But that hasn't happened yet. And might not. Who knows? Because in this world of darkness, the Borgias are a lot of different kinds of vampire as they rule over Rome. And all of our players, well, most of our players, are their subjects in one way or another as we enter into the city-state of Rome. We pick up with one person in particular. Luciana, first spend your blood point, spend one blood point to wake up this evening.
Okay.
This is a bit of free-form description on your part. Where are you waking up tonight?
She has her own place.
Mhm.
Nothing too big. Just a small house with like 6 or 8 bedrooms, something like that.
Small house with 6 or 8
And
bedrooms.
yeah, you know,
All the windows shuttered.
yes. She sleeps in the basement, but yes.
And is that where you're waking up, or are you waking up somewhere else?
She's waking up there today.
Do you live there alone, or do you live there with servants? What sort of the area look like for you?
She's got servants and visitors who often come by. She has many guest rooms.
Okay. Well, you wake up. Do you sleep in a bed, in a coffin? How do you sleep normally?
She sleeps in a bed,
Okay.
just in a windowless room in the basement.
You wake up, and as you do every night, you force your blood to begin pumping once again as you exit your daily torpor. You feel the desiccated vessels of your corpse begin to move and writhe as blood once again begins to pump through them, your reserve being a little bit lower than it was the day before, or the night before. You feel the dryness of the inside of your mouth and your skin begin to slightly alleviate as you regain some level of flexibility and hydrate yourself from the inside. And as you get up, stretch, get ready for your day, you notice that there is a letter on your nightstand. It has been placed there. It was placed there sometime during the day, presumably, which may or may not be unsettling. And it is in visibly it is a visibly very well appointed envelope with a wax seal that you are familiar with because it is your family's wax seal. The seal of the Borgias.
All right, she will open it.
You pick it up, break the seal, unfold it. It simply says, words. It simply says words. It says the prefectus. It says the prefectus's office, and lists a time. That time being in a half an hour.
Right. She will call up to her servants to help her get dressed.
All right. Yeah, you summon your servants. They arrive en masse to assist you in changing out of your night clothes and into something more appropriate. What outfit do you don? And feel free, as you're admiring your form in the mirror, go ahead and feel free to describe Luciana to the others.
So I try to remember the description I give you. She is of average height. She wears a lot of deep reds. She has olive skin with dark brown hair, usually half up, half down, and is currently wearing an outfit that is just off the shoulders, adorned with a fair amount of jewelry, and has one blue eye, one green, and always wears dark red lipstick.
you apply your makeup and outfit for the evening. Are you? It takes about. The office is nearby. You are a Borgia, so your home is adjacent to the family complex. So it will take you about. It'll take you about 20 minutes if you are not hurrying to get to the office. Do you rush your preparation or do you rush to get to the office?
Cannot rush my preparation. I will rush to get to the office.
Okay, so we are going to do a quick power walk / not quite a sprint to get to the office on time. Let's see how well you do. Go ahead and let's see, just to see for our first roll of the game. Let's go ahead and make this a stamina and athletics roll, just to see how quickly you get there.
Okay, this will be fun as I figure out dice.
Standard difficulty 6.
Okay.
Or standard difficulty 4. I don't remember.
You said it. Oh,
Please.
Standard
stamina.
diff is 6.
Yeah, standard 6. Yep, stamina athletics.
Okay. Stamina and athletics. Okay, I go to main dice pool.
Main dice pool, hit add, select
Okay.
attribute, stamina, ability, athletics.
Stamina. Okay, ability. Okay, and difficulty 6. Okay.
Yes.
Ugh.
Ooh.
It's not a botch. There is a success in there.
Yep. As long as you
Uh,
have a success, you do not botch.
Even if you have more ones than your successes?
Yeah, as long as you have at least a success. That's why spending your willpower guarantees you don't botch.
That's a 20th edition, anniversary edition
Okay.
thing.
Cool, cool, cool.
I hate it, but
So not a botch, but not a success. So yeah, you hurry, but at some point along the way, you do. Do you wear sandals or are you wearing something more solid?
Heels.
I don't know
Heel
if-
boots.
Do heels? Oh yeah, no, heeled boots. would be
Yes.
nice.
yes.
Oh,
They do.
yes, they do.
So at some point, you definitely catch your heel in a cobblestone, and the entire foot. If you were a human, it would have broken your ankle. As a vampire, it did break your ankle, but you can continue to walk on it because who cares? But it's a little bit slows you down just because the leg isn't cooperating properly at this point. So you are 2 minutes late.
And we never saw them again.
And that's the end of Luciana.
I love the new
Um,
character.
You arrive at the door to the prefect's office 2 minutes late. Outside is a secretary who's busy transcribing something, who just gestures towards the door. The door in front of you is a large oak door that has sort of bronzed buttons, sort of ironed in, or sort of like hammered into it for decoration, and has been padded. You can see visibly padded so to reduce the amount of sound that comes in and out of it. Large brass knob on one side and a little plaque just to the side of the door that says Archbishop of Valencia, Rodrigo Borgia. Do you walk in? Do you announce yourself? How do you want to enter the room? Understanding that you are 2 minutes late.
She'll walk in.
All right, walk straight in.
Head held high.
The sound of a quill scratching on parchment does not stop as you walk in. The door does close behind you as you realize there is more than just your relative in the room. Behind you, you see the rather imposing figure of Francesco Alidosi, the Carnifex of Rome. For people that are familiar with normal vampire terms, the Carnifex is something equivalent to the sheriff. This is to put it politely, this is the prince's executioner, or the prefectus in this case is executioner. To put it more politely, the enforcer of laws for vampires specifically. What laws those are the laws dedicated to dictated by the Borgia. He also tends to be, in this particular case, he's also a Roman military individual and someone who answers to Rodrigo in more than one capacity. But
What
you
was
notice
that name, by the way?
Francesco Alidosi, the Carnifex of Rome. If you look in the handouts in the Roman Vampiric Court, you'll see his name there.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And as I update that, I'll update that.
See, here I was about to be good and take notes, but you've already done it.
You
for
should
me,
also
so
take
fuck it.
notes because I might not update that as regularly as I tell you things. But yes, you have met the Carnifex a couple of times. It's not typically a person you want standing behind you in any situation, but he is in this case. Rodrigo, Quill still going. Sit, he says, indicating towards the chair on the other side of his desk.
She will do so.
Francesco, having closed the door, takes up position in front of the door. Basically, he's body blocking the door at this point, so no one else can open it. Or if they do, it'll bump into him, and then they will regret it. He carries ever present. He carries this large northern sword. People say he has never said where he got it, but rumors vary from him having taken it from some tribal chieftain on the British Isles, or having taken it from some conquering warlord from Germany, or from the Germanic states, or from the Norwegian Vikings, or anything in between. But it's this large, heavy rectangle of metal that has no tip, but has an extremely sharp edge on both sides. Two-handed greatsword, not the kind of weapon that you typically see in Rome. And he just plants that flat tip on the ground, both hands on the pommel of it, holding it vertical. The sound of quill scratching continues for a little bit. Before Rodrigo dips the quill into the ink pot that he's been using and looks up at you. You are equivalent in age relative, except for being a vampire. You are equivalent in age to one of his children, but not directly one of his children. You're like a cousin. A couple of steps removed. The family tree's a bit complicated. But he always looks at you like he's a disappointed father. You get the sense that he looks at everybody like he's a disappointed father, though. So that has never been something that you take personally. But the quill goes in the ink pot, hands fold in front of him. Luciana, I have a task for you. One to which you are particularly suited, and one for which I am hoping you will carry yourself accordingly and earn some level of honors and respect.
Of course. And what would that be?
It has come to my attention that a prophetic wanderer from the north has, if not already entered Rome, will be walking our streets soon. This individual is from the Aramanes, and is the sort of person who seeks death and in whose wake death follows. True death for our kind, or death for mortals, one of the two. We don't know why, particularly, she has come to our town, but we want to make sure that she is put to good use, if you understand my meaning.
I believe so.
We have this evening and last evening been receiving reports of unwelcome family in town. Family in this term being vampires. Some of our erstwhile kin of the. Hang on one second. Yes. Some of our erstwhile kin of the Cyclopes have found their way into Rome and have begun ingratiating themselves with members of the church whom we handle with delicate gloves. You don't have to roll to know that he's Cyclops or Salubri. Salubri, you don't give me a this will be a intelligence and either occult or actually yeah, intelligence and occult roll.
Okay. Difficulty 6.
Yes, diff 6.
Sorry, for some reason I can't find occult. There it is. Okay,
2
that's
successes.
better.
With 2 successes, yes, you know that the Salubri are often in the position of killing other vampires. They're also referred to, in addition to Cyclops, they're also referred to as kinslayers. There is not an established group of Salubri in Rome. They are typically we typically do our best to keep them out of Rome. So the fact
Can't
that
imagine
some
why.
what was that, Jerry?
Sorry. I said I can't imagine why.
Right. So the fact that there are some in Rome and that they seem to be buddying up with some, from his phrasing, you understand, anti-vampiric Christians, Knights Templar probably, within Rome, means that that's a problem. That's a pretty significant problem, quite honestly.
I'm sorry, what are they called? I'm writing notes.
Salubri.
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 Yes.
S-A-L. I'm sorry, S-A-L-Y.
Ubri.
Thank you.
Yep.
Uh, they're kinslayers. They are
Yes.
vampires that kill other vampires. Specifically, Cyclops. Cyclops is the nomenclature for one particular branch of the Salubri, the warrior caste, because they have 3 eyes.
I mean, they all have 3 eyes, but they call the warriors Cyclops as the aggressive derogatory form.
No. I think they're the only ones that ever. I think they're the only ones that ever like show their eyes openly.
Most Salubri hide their third eye because if your clan is called Kinslayer, you're not going to have many social interactions with other vampires if you reveal yourself to be part of the clan.
The warriors don't give a fuck.
A lot of people with headbands is what I'm saying.
Yep. But yeah. So the implication that he's giving you here is that there are Salubri in town trying to work with vampire hunters. We need to stop them. They should be put to death. And apparently, you're being tasked with directing this Aramain that is coming to town towards them. Now,
Okay.
to this end, I would ask that you form a coterie. It is time that you begin making a name for yourself. And to do that, one must have... And you sense a pause as if he's looking for an alternate word to the word he would use. Allies. Of note. We have some recommendations that I would suggest.
I was about to ask.
Your cousin, Lucrezia, has a child that needs to be put to work. Anais.
Oh, yes, I know. I know her.
Recruit her. Also, there are 2 visiting individuals whom you will benefit from having the acquaintance of. One of our southern kinfolk has come to Rome to solidify power, or will be coming to Rome shortly. Our handmaiden has arrived ahead of time. It will be in our best interest to have an ally amongst the vampires of Forli. Caterina Sforza, who has not arrived in Rome yet, has a handmaiden named Sabina, who has come to secure her estate ahead of her. You may call upon the estate.
Okay.
And something of a curiosity. This one I do not have much information on. I would like more. Jack, you said that you were coming in from France?
Austria.
Austria, most recent?
Yeah.
One of our kin coming in from Austria, though not originally of there, if their name is of any indication. Hyacinthos has been making a bit of a name for himself in social circles, as seemed to be something of a social butterfly, as it were. Lucrezia has had an eye on him and would like to get to know him better. So I would have you introduce.
He doesn't swing that way, sorry.
I would have you introduce Anais to Hyacinthos and allow Anais to further that connection.
All right.
What you do with this coterie in regards to dealing with the issue at hand, I leave to your discretion. But I will be watching, and I trust you will not disappoint.
Of course not.
He nods. And he reaches over and picks up that quill, which you know means you're dismissed.
Mm-hmm. She will get up and leave.
How much, what's your current blood pool?
7, 6, 6,
What's your max?
12.
As you get up and begin to walk away. Child, you do seem a bit peaked. If you have not yet dined for the evening, there are supplicants available in the stables.
Thank you.
He's offering you basically the use of his herd, if you
Oh,
need,
okay.
if you need it.
Okay. Well, since she has things to do, she will go ahead and feed on one of them.
I feel like there's the implication of when Rodrigo offers you his herd, you do not kill any of them if you want to stay alive.
No.
Typically, if you want to stay alive, you shouldn't kill any member of anybody's herd, particularly yours.
Except maybe your own, but like,
Everybody has a bad day.
yeah.
Because if you kill your herd, eventually you run out of your herds.
Well, yes, you don't do it every time.
you
Let's
get?
see. Where
Special
are
occasions like birthdays.
Yeah, exactly.
Tuesdays.
If Hyacinthos knew when he was born.
Where is the feeding rules?
What
think
are
it's-
you?
I think it's replenishing blood pools.
Yes, there's replenishing blood pool.
Are you just talking about like you can take up to 3 a turn, 3 blood points a turn, and you don't want to leave them with. They can survive as long as they have like I think it's half.
And there's not a measurable a roll you have to do unless it's a challenge.
Yeah, if you have to do something to get it, then there's a roll involved. But if they're just
Yeah.
hurt or something,
Cool.
or they're
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
willing,
The hunting
you can just drink.
the hunting rules for the record are on page 334. They're
Thank
under
you.
the physical feats.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, but this is being provided to you, so you don't have to make a roll. Um. Okay, so if you have fewer blood points in your body than 7 minus self-control or instinct, you are considered to be hungry.
That's it.
Okay. Which is in this case starving, because there is no hungry than starving. It's just hungry or not.
Correct.
So actually, this is relevant. What's your blood pool total right now? 6.
6, yes.
Or sorry, but your total is 12. And what is your
Yes, totals.
self-control or instinct? Whichever one you have.
Where is that? I'm sorry.
It is on the first page. Down about
By willpower.
halfway down on the right-hand side under advantages.
One of your virtues.
Self-control's 4.
My goodness.
Oh, you're good.
Oh yeah, so you'd
You're
have to have
fucking
3 or lower.
fine.
So yeah, you don't have to make a roll. So yeah, you can take you go down to the herd. How many points of blood are you wanting to acquire from these willing supplicants?
Just a few. 3 would be nice.
I will say I need a number. Okay, so you can take 3. All right, so yeah.
Yeah, it's if you take more than 2 blood from a single human is when they might pass out or suffer health issues.
Yes. But there are enough supplicants there that you can take one or 2 points from 2 or 3 people.
Mhm.
Easily enough. So you can easily go ahead and add 3 points of blood to yourself. No roll
Yep.
needed.
Just
And you set out. Meanwhile, on a relatively busy road, given the time, which is to say after dusk, 2 individuals, if I'm understanding correctly, are coming into Rome.
Yeah.
Shani and Sally, first one then the other. Please describe your characters.
Kata Valkyria, is approximately 5'10", which is relatively tall for the time period. About 185 pounds of warrior woman walking down the road. Squarer jawed than most. With a blush of health that is not typically common among those who walk the night. Long orange hair draped to about mid-back, laying over the top of a large round shield slung over her shoulder. Ice blue eyes that seem to pierce the night, and the garb that she wears is old-fashioned at the very least. It seems more akin to those of a Scandinavian settlement from several hundred years ago than something one might find in Italy in the current year. But underneath, you can see bits of metal armor that definitely looks more modern in styling. Metallic gauntlets and boots that show themselves underneath the cloth that allude to more armor underneath the outfit. And a Scandinavian sword, a broadsword at her waist. A longbow slung over the opposite shoulder from her shield, and a quiver of arrows at her hip. Currently circling overhead and occasionally stopping to perch on her shoulder is a single black raven that never quite seems to leave her alone for long. And where she walks, there is a unnatural chill in the air as if this frozen woman from the north brings the wintry cold of her homeland with her.
All right. And Vina.
In contrast, Vina is um, she's in her early 40s, long, unruly brown hair that has gotten a few gray streaks, starting to go into it. Dark gray eyes, uh, wearing an assemblage of browns and greens along with some furs. Uh, she carries a gnarled wooden staff that's just covered in a rabbit's fur and a bunch of trinkets that are dangling from it, several different metal uh, decorations that are indicative of old Slavic gods. Um, to people who know what they're looking for. Um, and she wears a pair of old, tattered boots that flop every time she walks from one of the feet.
All right. Rome at this point in time, in our story at least, is currently experiencing sort of a boom in population. And so as you walk, you are currently heading south along uh, given where you were coming from, you'd probably be coming down along the Tiberius River, or not Tiberius, Tiberus,
Tiber.
Tiber, just Tiber.
Yep.
Is that the name at the time?
Mhm.
Yes.
I don't know if it's the name at the time.
But yeah, you're coming down. You're coming down along the Tiber, which would have you heading down, Via Flamina, I think is the name of the road. Um, I'm desperately trying to grasp my ancient Italian history lessons. Ancient Renaissance Italy. Anyways, as you're coming along down, we're gonna say it's the Via Flamina until
I believe it's Flaminia.
Flaminia.
There's a second I after the N.
Via Flaminia. Okay, Flaminia. Heading down the Via Flaminia, following along the river.
Fun fact: there's a new version of that road today. That's called the Via Flaminia Nuova.
Nice. They repaved it. Oh. And alongside you there are many carts. People that are coming here bringing their lives to start over in Rome, or to find something new, or to just any number of reasons why they might be moving to the relatively metropolitan city, that has become the heart of Italy over the past few hundred years. I mean, it was arguably the heart of Italy for the past few thousand years. But anyways, is there anything in particular you're looking for as you approach the large walls that surround the hills of Rome, that this road is going to pass through?
Don't,
Go on, you guys. On?
I don't think there's anything Vina's looking for specific.
As Kara walks, her eyes are sort of scanning the horizon, looking first for animal prey that might be easy enough to secure a drink from, just because she's at less than half her normal capacity. But lacking in that human prey that would not draw attention as she's walking.
Okay. Blah, blah, blah. Go ahead and give me. Right now, you're just looking.
Yeah, she's just keeping an
So we're
eye
gonna
out
go
for
It's gonna be, hang on. We're gonna make that perception alertness. It's dark. Obviously, it's dark, but it particularly dark because all the light that you're getting right now, the starlight is still visible, but the large Aurelian walls that are ahead of you block most of the light from Rome from coming to you directly, and instead you're seeing just sort of like this ambient glow of torchlight over the walls that kind of makes it hard to see when you're this close. The city itself
Kind of
is
obfuscates the night vision by
Yeah.
providing just enough light.
yeah, you're getting just enough light to make it a little bit difficult, so we're gonna make it diff 5 here.
Mhm.
Um
Nothing.
yeah. You're not seeing. It's hard to see off the road because the road isn't very well lit. It's hard to see any animals as far as that is concerned, and the road is very well traveled. So even if there were some, they might just be not getting anywhere near the road for the noise and the traffic.
Yeah.
Other than the horses that are drawing wagons, but it would be a little bit obvious to suddenly bite into the neck of a horse that's currently pulling a wagon.
Just a bit.
As far as people, it's crowded. You could theoretically coerce someone to step off the road with you, but you'd have to pull them away from whoever they're traveling with.
Yeah, and it's not many lone travelers at this current hour.
No, very few lone travelers post dusk. Most people find places to camp if they're not inside of the walls.
Yeah. In that case, you'll just keep walking.
Vina, anything else for you specifically?
I think she's gonna try and listen, see if she can hear any like repeated chatter, like any thing that is being said by multiple people as they're passing by, sort of like the rumors that are going around.
Yeah. Go ahead and perception alertness for you as well.
Difficulty.
For trying to pick out specific repeating patterns, we're gonna go diff 6, so standard difficulty. 1 success. Mostly, so you're not getting, mostly what you're getting from the people traveling around you is just people that are going over their plans. People that saying we're going to be staying with so and so for a while. We're going to be looking for work here. We're going to be trying to find this. We're going to be looking for a place to stay. Lots of people seem to be immigrating here, seem to be coming here. You're picking up a lot of accents that you're not necessarily familiar with. Go ahead and give me just to see. Give me a intelligence academics roll.
Intelligence.
Or
Academics.
actually, either academics or enigmas. I'd say enigmas might be a good roll for sussing out accents.
I have more in academics. Diff was 6.
Yes. Okay.
1 success again.
You are getting a lot of Spanish accents off the people that are coming through here. It seems like quite a lot of people are, and given the road that you're on, coming to Rome in a slightly a roundabout way. You would expect them to have been coming more from the western roads rather than from the northern roads, given the relative direction of Spain from here. But you're picking up a lot of Spanish speaking and a lot of Spanish accents of people talking as they're going over their plans. But that's pretty much all you're getting. You're not getting anything else more specific than that with 1 success on the listening roll.
Yeah. Okay.
But the two of you eventually make your way up to the Aurelian walls. You see that there are Roman legionnaires guarding. In sort of regimented formation. They're not stopping people or inspecting things at the moment. Mostly this is just eyeballing the people that are coming in. If anything seems particularly suspicious, they might stop them and check them out. But at the moment, it's just a lot of weary travelers coming to look for work and places to stay and food. Um, but you are observed as you enter Rome. What are the two of you looking for immediately upon getting into Rome?
Kara kind of looks over her shoulder at what was your character's name?
Vina.
At Vina. If nothing else, it's probably worthwhile to try and find a place to have shelter from the sun once it rises later. In places like this, with the civilization, she says, with almost a toxic tinge to her words, of the people
civilization
of this land. It is worth knowing where your rest will be ahead of time.
This is usually a wise choice, the first destination in the towns.
Depending on what rituals you have prepared, Vina, you might be able to make any room work.
Though I can make most accommodations work for us.
Oh, do you have the Haven one? Yeah.
Yes, she does.
Meanwhile, Holly, who is Luciana going to look in on first?
Oh, she's going to Nias.
Okay. Also, Kara and Vina, make sure you spend your one blood to wake up. You woke up further down the trail, but
I was gonna do a fun scene of waking up. We started on the road. It's all good.
There'll be many times to wake up.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Jeremy,
Hopefully.
but she and Anais are like besties, right?
Yes, they're
Okay.
very close.
Just double check.
Anais or Anais?
Anais.
Anais.
I'm sure it's pronounced other places depending on accents and etc. I'm just going with Anais.
I'm just wondering what you're pronouncing it as. Anais.
Yeah, Anais. Lightning.
So Anais, you spend your blood point to wake up. Where do
Yep.
you wake up this evening?
So I think that Anais wakes up. Like there are a couple places that she could wake up. She could be somewhere in Lucretia's house, being childer and publicly handmaiden. But I think that she wakes up down under the city, in the catacombs, where she has appropriated a section of the underground into her temple, it would be a moderately large section, chosen probably for both function and aesthetic. It would 100% be a place where the most skulls had been laid into the wall kind of situation. That is a thing in the Roman catacombs. Because she finds it hilarious that her wall is the walls to her temple to her dark god are adorned with the skulls of believers, of a very different god. So I think she wakes up down there because her rights for the previous night went a little long. She cannot risk going trying to rush back because sun is particularly bad for her, even more so than your average vampire. So she wakes up down there, probably pushing the corpse of whatever she had brought down for a quick to eat. before going to sleep. Um,
So yeah, so
The snack wrapper.
wake up,
Yep.
blood pumping through your body again, crawling out. Sorry,
Yep.
I missed part of your sentence because I was looking something up. You said you had a corpse down there with you.
yes.
Okay,
Yes,
cool.
whoever, because the catacombs. Nice thing about the catacombs is, there are a bunch of different ways out of the catacombs that are largely ignored at this point.
Yep.
So it's not too hard to lure some random, unmentionable person who will never be missed down there with a few coins.
The Roman catacombs, the Roman catacombs have been the inspiration for many different kinds of dungeon crawling scenarios in many different media, and many different sorts of media.
Yep.
So, as a place where once you go down, there's no guarantee that you're coming back out.
Nope. Because of me.
More than just you, but also you.
Well, yeah, others too, but this is what matters.
You wake up, you get out of your
Mhm.
your niche in the wall that you fell asleep in,
Right.
into the very narrow catacomb that you have access to. It's just like very like one person wide walkways in this particular
Mhm.
section that you're in. You look over and you see scratched on the wall, not near where you were sleeping, but definitely like not far away, not far enough away that you'd miss it. Scratched in the wall, there's just clean up your food, and then assigned appellation that equates to the one of the more prominent
One of the
Nosferatu that
Nosferatu.
one of the more prominent Nosferatu that lives in the catacombs.
I wasn't hurting anything, except them. No, that's fine. I need to clean me up anyways. So yeah, I do the semi-regular thing probably of stripping the clothes off the body, using the clothes to wipe up myself. There's not much left to clean up off the floor because I was pretty, let's say, thorough in feeding. 20 blood points. You got a lot. You got a lot to fill in. Yeah, I will take a moment to find a place sufficiently deep enough to place the body.
But yeah, the Nosferatu in question is not the Nosferatu primogen, but the
Right.
primary, basically, information broker that of the city that lives in the catacombs, Nox, Nox.
Okay.
You've met her once or twice, and only ever in the catacombs. And
Got
you've
it.
never really fully seen her, but she does have a habit of leaving messages for people when they make a mess in the catacombs.
Yeah, fair.
You've never successfully hidden something from her in the catacombs, which might be slightly irritating. But
And that implies you think I'm ashamed of anything I might be doing down
oh
there.
no, whether or not you're ashamed, whether
yeah.
or not you have tried often, you may have tried only once just to see if you could.
Right, for sure. I will wipe out, just rub down, wipe out the message, and then just leave a little heart symbol as a response. And I am making my way back up because I either have duties to my mistress / sire, or I have other things to do.
All right. So, Luciana, where would you have looked for an ice first?
Oh my goodness, what's her name? Anisa's mistress.
Lucrezia,
Lucrezia.
your cousin.
Is it Lucrezia or Lucrezia?
Lucrezia.
Yes.
It's Lucrezia. Okay.
You can theoretically pronounce it any couple of ways. She says Lucrezia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then yes. Going to wherever she lives. I'm
So-
assuming that's where Anais lives.
That-
Usually.
Yeah. So yeah, you can go to Lucrezia's estate. It's again connected to all the Borgia family estates are connected,
Okay.
either directly or through passageways. So very quickly you can get over to Lucrezia's, but particularly because she's the harpy, so there's lots of access to her place. Just because people come and go a lot. She's not around right now. She seems to be occupied, but a number of her handmaidens are here.
I will ask one of them if they know where Anais is.
Go ahead and just to see if we can see how informed the other handmaidens are. Just give me a manipulation and expression.
I do think, for the record, I do think that Luciana would probably know where Anais' temple is down in the catacombs. Probably far more than the handmaidens would.
3 successes.
With 3 successes, you are told that she's not here. Which to your mind means that if she's not here, there's only one other place she is. So you can pretty easily head to the catacombs if you wanted to.
Okay.
Is the entrance to the catacombs that you're using near Lucrezia's estate? Anais?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Yeah, because she goes down there regularly, so
yeah, then heading away from the estate proper, it takes a couple minutes before you are standing above a. You wouldn't be able to see it if you weren't right over it, but it is sort of like this hole in the ground that has a very tightly winding spiral set of stairs that has no guardrail or anything like that just drops immediately down. If you approach it from the wrong angle, you fall and bust your leg. It's that sudden of a hole in the ground. And as you are standing above this hole in the ground that is, in sort of an alleyway between a couple of different buildings, you first hear and then see Anais coming up out of it.
mm-hmm.
Okay. Then she will wait for Anais to fully emerge.
Yep. Climb out.
And what does Anais look
Oh.
like? As
So
Luciana's
Anais
here?
is, and she would have taken time while she's down there to look public presentable.
Yeah.
Which means that she is she also like some of those very much registers as not from here originally. She has Gaelic sort of features and coloring, very pale. She is dressed in a very modest, clearly designating her as a servant class. Dress, sandals, bright red hair, up in sort of two knots. Very bright green eyes. And if you wouldn't know any better, she just comes off as a very sort of almost innocent looking creature. She's not, but she looks that way to your average person. A person.
Yeah.
And that's sort of the immediate face she puts on when she realizes somebody is there, until she realizes who it is. Like, oh, hi, Luciana. Good evening.
Do you have a good rest?
I had a wonderful time. How are you?
I'm all right. I need to speak with you.
Oh dear, is this I need to speak to you? Well, no, just give it to me. What's up?
I was summoned earlier by Rodrigo.
Oh. Do I need to get a running head start?
I'm still alive.
It would.
I
be
know, but do
also
I need to get a running
for
head
for
start?
Yeah.
education? For education, Holly, it would be proper to address him as the prefectus.
I'm so sorry. The prefectus?
Yeah, either the prefectus, or the archbishop.
Okay. Then yes, she would address him
Okay.
as that. I mean, he did speak of you by name, so
Oh dear.
you see a smile forming in the corner of her mouth.
Oh. Ha ha. I was running through my recent activities. Like, I don't think that I've done anything
He has a
to
mission.
betray him.
He
Not
has a
yet.
mission for me.
A mission.
Yes. He wants me
Actu- Go ahead.
he wants me to form, I'm so sorry, I just forgot
Coterie.
the name. Thank you.
Coterie.
He wants me to form a coterie.
Oh, well, then that's wonderful. And she just wraps an arm around your arm, like, let's walk. Tell me all about it, dear.
She will begin to tell you
Yes.
everything that was said about this new person arriving and the person. I'm so sorry, Jack. What is your character's name?
Akintos or Hyacinth, although you don't know that
Hyacinth.
yet.
Well, that was the name mentioned to her, right?
Akintos was
the
mentioned.
name mentioned.
Akintos, thank you.
He will also introduce himself as a Hyacinth later.
Okay.
Cool.
Yes, she will mention about him.
So I'm sorry. I was actually busy with
Oh,
work
you're
stuff
fine.
when that stuff specifically
Yes.
was mentioned. I heard Anais' name mentioned in conjunction
Yes.
with I know, but I wasn't sure the
She'll-
specifics on that.
Right. So she'll tell you that the oh my goodness, as it just goes on my head, the Archbishop.
The Archbishop or
Yes.
the Prefectus?
Yes,
The
the
prefectus.
Archbishop, what the Prefectus, yes, whatever he is. Yes, mentioned about someone that they would like to get to know better and thought that you would be very good at doing that.
All right.
That not a lot is known
So
about them right
specifically,
now.
somebody that Lucrezia wanted to know better,
Yes, sorry, Lucrezia.
and
wanted-
thus
Aha.
Anais was to be introduced.
Well, if mother wants me to make friends, I will make friends.
And I will ask the question because it wasn't exactly obvious. Did you get what the general purpose of the coterie was, or
Oh,
no?
yes,
why you
no,
did
that's
it?
coming. That's
Yeah.
coming, yes. Yes, and I need to form this coterie. I need
Mhm.
to find this woman.
This
and-
whatever the
Tara
term.
or
You don't know her name. All you know is that she's
Oh,
an
okay.
Aramain.
The
Okay,
Aramain.
I couldn't remember if a name was mentioned.
No, you were
Okay,
told you need
the
to find an
Aramain.
Aramain. Yeah.
Okay, this yes, I need to find this Aramain, and I need to direct them in the way of, and I wrote them down.
The Salubri.
The Salubri.
Well, I haven't
Who are
made
here.
friends or enemies with an Aramains or a Salubri yet, so I'm interested.
We need to, well, the purpose of this is to take care of the Salubri.
Right. That's the enemy. The Aramains
Yes.
still to be determined.
Yes, they have a close relationship with death, it would seem. So if we can push them in the Salubri's direction, that would probably be great.
So they and
Hopefully,
I
it will
already
take
have
care of itself.
they
Yes.
already have something in common. I'm sure we'll get along great. Who? So who else are we? Who else are we recruiting for our happy little group?
Right. Person I just mentioned to you. I will learn
Oh.
everyone's names at points.
Yes, the armies.
And
Okay.
Hayakintos is the person that I believe Holly was talking about.
And then there's also the Sally's character.
and
Well, Sally's character is
That-
with me. That one. That
yeah,
one.
that
was
character
not one
was
you
not
know.
mentioned to me.
It's
Yeah.
Mara's character.
And
Uh,
I'm sorry, Mara, what is it? Sabine or Sabina?
Sabina.
Sabina, thank you. Um,
Would-
yes, there's someone by the name of Sabina.
I don't
Do
think Sabina's
I
name was
know
it. I
this
think it was just
person?
a
Oh no, the name
handmaiden.
was
Yeah.
mentioned. I remember that.
Was it? Okay. I don't remember.
Yes.
Handmaiden Sabina, handmaiden to Katharina Sforza.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do I know this person or
She's a handmaiden to
Katar-
Katarina Sforza.
Don't
I
give me-
assume I
don't mean-
know Katarina's a Shamase because that's in the court note.
Go ahead and give me a intelligence and
Politics.
intelligence and politics.
Okay. Hint politics. Difficulty what?
Given who you are, we'll say diff 4.
If 4. All right.
You're the childer of the harpy. You should know people.
So that would be 3.
With 3 successes. So Katarina Sforza is a Shamase. Specifically, Katarina Sforza is the only ruling power of Forli at this point. Basically, she is a female ruler of a province, which is largely unheard of at this point in time. A Shamase, and the only vampire of note from Forli. Which means that all other vampires in Forli either are dead or hers.
Right.
And there is no in between. So a person of significance politically, definitely somebody that the Borgias want on their side,
Mhm.
and or at the very least want not as an enemy. That's probably the most of what you know about Katarina. You wouldn't know any of her like handmaidens directly because
Right.
she hasn't spent a lot of time in Rome.
Okay, fair enough.
This is the first time she's come to Rome in, I think, between 5 years and a decade. So,
Cool. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So let me see if I understand this correctly. Our new sisterly alliance will consist of you, me, a fiend, a walking omen of death, and this person that I'm supposed to get to know who Lucia has an interest in.
Yes.
I'm excited.
And I'm glad that he mentioned you by name because I was going to approach you either way.
Oh
I
yes,
need-
no, I would have. Of course.
I need someone I can trust.
Well, I'm glad Rodrigo thinks that highly of me. And yes, she does say his name in private, not Perfectus.
make me a vampire equivalent of Constitution saving throw. No, make me a wits, maybe a wits and enigmas roll really quickly.
With Sigmas? Ooh.
Wits and
okay.
enigmas.
Fascinating.
I don't know. I like calling it Witnigmas.
That's why I specified
Just
wits and
portmanteau
enigmas.
all of them.
Difficulty what?
Diff 6.
Okay.
With a 1.
1.
With 1 success. You're pretty certain that if Rodrigo Borgia mentioned you by name, it was probably because Lucrezia specifically put your name in his ear.
Oh, for sure.
You can make of that what you will. You don't know if this is your sire giving you a test or something else, but You're here because
No,
Lucrezia wants you
absolutely.
to be
This
here.
is and 100% came from my sire. I'm still going to present it to others like the Prefectus
absolutely.
picked
Personally
me out
picked you.
by name, personally chose me.
You're pretty certain that that's definitely part of why it worked out this way.
Yep. All right. Well, you're in charge. Where are we going next? Who are we going to talk to next? Probably, if I may make a suggestion as your advisor.
Go right ahead. I love that
Um,
you've just put yourself in that position. Go ahead.
I mean, I don't have to be in that position.
I no,
was
no,
just
you're good.
assuming.
Keep
Okay,
talking.
wonderful. I would suggest perhaps not going to the omen of death before we've gathered everybody.
I don't know where
else.
the omen of death is currently. We're not even
Well,
sure if
that
they're
makes
in
that
Rome
easy.
yet. Yeah.
Well, between the others, whichever, because I know exactly the same amount about both of them, which is not much.
Well, you don't know much about how.
I mean-
you do know where Katerina Sforza's house is.
Yes.
Oh, for sure. Okay,
yes,
that's
and
fair.
yes, that's the one that
Yes.
Luciana was about to mention. Yeah. Why don't we
Also, I
visit?
suppose I know that they're probably pretty playful with the flesh, so we should be careful about that.
Why don't we visit Katerina's house?
Wonderful.
Find this handmaid.
I'm on board.
All right. Sabina.
Can we stop by my place first, though? I prefer not to have people see me as a handmaiden when I go into the vampire stuff.
Oh, of course.
Oh, I'm sorry, the kindred stuff.
Sabina,
Yeah.
spend your point of blood to wake up for the evening.
Oh boy. I think I'm starving.
Yeah.
How low are you?
I'm down to 3, and if it's 7 minus
Minus your self-control.
instinct, then that's
Mhm.
5 for when I'm
Yeah,
starving.
no, yeah, you're
so
Oh no.
I'm real hungry.
You are real hangry right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
As you wake up. Let me really quickly look at the hangry rules.
I couldn't find where they were.
Basically, if you try and feed, you're gonna have to make a frenzy check to not just completely eviscerate whoever you
Great.
go after.
Yep.
Cool,
Yep.
cool.
Yep, you have to make a
It's not usually
I-
hard, but it's still a possibility.
I think I saw a rule in here that says vampires with the instincts virtue always frenzy, which I do have. So
Yes, they do. They ride the wave. They
Yeah.
control their frenzy as opposed to trying to resist the frenzy.
yeah,
Me too.
great.
Yeah, it's instead of
We have so
holding
much in
off your
common.
it's instead of holding off your frenzy, you just frenzy and are still able to control yourself
Okay.
and do what you need to during
Cool,
it.
cool.
Functionally, it is the same thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, when a self-control character can get 5 successes and just not frenzy at all, you still do that, even if you get 5 successes.
Yep.
but
You just by
Got it. Oh, I
working
see.
with your beast,
Yeah,
you are
yeah.
able to direct it in the way that you want it to go.
functionally you don't juice box a guy just because you're frenzying.
Okay.
No, you find a better person to juice box. One that's going to be less detrimental to you.
But yeah, so you wake up and you are hungry. There is a beast in your stomach and it hasn't fed in days.
Yes. It takes me a while to get up. I'm underneath the blankets.
Underneath the blanket. So yeah, where are you right now?
I think so. I have a secure domain, which I imagine is actually just in a basement somewhere. I've got my own little corner here.
You've got the
Of
cellar.
the
You've got
house.
the cellar of Katerina's house.
Yeah, exactly. I like it down here. It's safe. So I fling off the blankets. I take a moment, just sort of eyes closed, just listening, to savor the wonderfulness that is having my own room. It's beautiful.
Mostly
It's
what
so
you
big.
hear, is the blood pumping in your veins, what little of it there is, relatively, and the sounds of foot traffic outside your cellar, and
Mhm.
ever so faintly the heartbeats of that foot traffic.
Okay.
Tum, tum,
All right.
tum, tum.
Yep. I need someone. I don't think I can wait for my usual feeding methods. I know it's a
Yeah, I know.
Uh,
It's awful.
it's
fucking
bad.
hilarious.
Yeah.
I understand why, because that section begins at the very bottom of that page and goes on
Yeah.
to the next one. But still,
It's not helpful.
role-playing game books.
Yeah, it's not well laid out. So I think she's very still. Sabina is somewhere in her 20s. Has a like long
Where does
skinny
where is that
face.
rule, by the way?
357?
No, the
357.
vampires with instinct, always friends.
357.
It's on page
Oh.
357. Literally, all it says is they always frenzy, and then it takes you to the section about role-playing frenzy,
Yeah. It doesn't
which
really
is on
say
the
much.
which is at the very bottom of the same page.
Oh, I see. There it is.
Yeah. So I don't know
There's
exactly what that
nothing
means,
useful
but
there.
I noticed that when I was reading through things. She
So you don't make a roll.
is
You just frenzy. Got it.
yeah. She's not very pretty. She's probably got small pox scars. Bad teeth. Is wearing similarly very plain, like probably browns kind of color, browns, yellows. They're not flattering. Pulls on some clothes. She's hunched over, kind of clutching her stomach at this point. And is gonna sit there and lick her lips and contemplate what to do next, which is my question.
Well, go ahead and give me
people
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I was gonna ask if people in this house are food or am I not supposed to eat them?
You're frenzying. You don't care.
Okay, I know, but I would like to try. I don't know.
You
All
can't
right.
spend willpower to resist for a turn.
Yeah.
I do have, yeah.
You can
And
spend.
If you want to try and rush outside,
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
my question. Is this a thing where like I'm not supposed to usually, or
Right now,
would
the
I
only-
have any understanding
the
of that?
only person in the house other than you, is
Is the ghoul?
is Caius. Yeah, your master's ghoul. Your master's revenant specifically.
Okay.
You're not certain if he would let you feed on him or not.
I don't want to try and feed on him, but I will feed on anyone else.
The instinct rule for instinct
Yeah.
instead of self-control is basically just how well can you direct your frenzy as opposed
Yeah.
to resisting
for the
it.
record, because I don't, since it does not explain it very well in Dark Ages, the main V20 book, when a character who possesses the instinct virtue faces frenzy, she always enters the frenzy unless the difficulty to avoid is less than her instinct trait,
Gotcha.
in which case she chooses whether or not to.
So not frenzying yet then.
And if you want to, what people with instinct are able to do because they ride the wave is, you may always frenzy, but if you want to consciously take an action to do your own thing, you can roll instinct against the difficulty to avoid the frenzy on each action you do.
Okay.
That's it. Yeah. And while you're frenzying, you can roll instinct to act as normal for a turn.
Correct.
Gotcha. So in that case, yeah, you can either spend a willpower to not immediately start hunting the ghoul in the house, or you can roll instinct.
Okay. I
because
would.
because the difficulty for hunger is 6. So
Yeah.
Sight of blood when hungry is 4. Smell of
right.
blood when hungry is
Yeah,
3.
smell of blood is hungry with 3, which your instinct is 3.
My instinct is 2.
So yeah, so
Yo,
yeah,
no,
you're
you are frenzying.
Yeah,
Really hungry.
You poor,
so
you
first
poor dragon motherfucker.
first make a perception alertness check. And smells
Okay.
and your smell specialization does apply here.
Oh, great. Good.
First, we're gonna see if
See
you
if you
can
smell
smell
the
the
blood.
blood.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay, excellent. Dice. All right. Perception alertness.
Can't wait for the
Diff 6?
2 or more of you. Yeah. For this, we're gonna make it. Yeah, diff 6 because you're smelling through walls.
Through walls. Okay. And then because I can never remember what are specialties in this system.
If you roll a 10, no, if you roll a 10, you re-roll that 10.
Okay. All right. Cool.
10's explode.
Here we go.
Is that a Dark Ages thing?
Yeah. Old world specializations is if you roll a 10, you re-roll it.
No, normally if you roll a 10, it's 2 successes.
Or 2 successes.
New World is the one that
Right.
explodes.
2 successes, that's right.
4.
4 successes though.
Yes, you smell blood, I feel.
Yes, you smell blood.
Okay.
You not only you smell blood, you can tell that actually the ghoul in the house is not the closest source of blood for you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Your sire thought of this and would have died.
That's why you're in the cellars. The closest source of blood is right outside the cellar doors.
Great. Okay.
I do love that at your level of instinct, there is no provocation in the provocation list that you cannot frenzy at.
So yeah, you are currently frenzying.
Okay.
Or you can roll. You can either spend a willpower or roll an instinct to not to control yourself while you're frenzying, but you are frenzying currently.
I'll try and roll an instinct. Let's see what happens, just to see.
Diff 3.
Okay. Let's see where.
2d10 diff 3.
2. Yeah.
It'll be in. You can just go to the dice tab and it has your virtues at the very top bar.
A success.
A success. All right, so you can choose to act normally. You do not have to burst out your cellar door and eat whatever's there.
Okay, I would like to sneak up on it.
Okay. You creep up to the cellar door and slide it open. Go ahead and give me a dexterity and stealth.
Excellent. Stealth. Where is stealth? There. Diff 6?
Yeah. Actually, because of what it is, diff 7.
Diff 7. Oh boy. What am I about to eat? A success.
With 1 success, you creep up on the cellar door and you slide it open, and there, about 4 feet away from you, clucking loudly, is a chicken.
I'm gonna grab the chicken.
Dexterity roll.
Chicken. Not a lot of blood, but it's a snack.
It's gonna take the edge off, hopefully. Yeah. Still a 6, or are we 7 because it's a chicken?
It'll be a 6 for this. Yeah,
Okay.
Standard 6 for grabbing a chicken.
Grab. 2 successes.
2 successes, and yeah, you don't have to roll to successfully bite because you've got it in your hands.
Excellent.
So yeah, how many points of blood are you draining out of this chicken?
All of it.
So 3 right now. Let me see real quick.
I imagine chicken probably only had like 3.
Yeah.
There's a specific list of how much.
Yeah,
it only has 2.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
So yeah, you
So
grab and just immediately drain this chicken fully of its blood. You get 2 points of blood out of it.
Okay, I'm at 5.
And bird, 1 or 2, depending on how big the bird is.
Yeah.
You're at 5, which means you are no
Still
longer hungry.
Okay, good.
Or, wait, you're right at the hunger threshold.
Yeah.
You're
Which
fine.
I don't know. I think you are still hungry. Yeah, you're still hungry.
Okay.
Where's the math on that? It's under hunting, right?
I think.
Let me check.
Yeah, it's under hunting. I think
It's either at or under.
I think it's
So let me
at
choose.
is hunting is hunger.
Hunting. If the character catches prey but currently has fewer blood points in their
Okay.
body
Okay.
than 7
Alright.
minus self-control or instinct.
There you go.
Good.
So you are
You're-
currently
you're taller.
exactly satiated.
Okay. All right.
If you spend even 1 blood point, you will be hungry again.
You are also
Okay.
wounded, and like you are visibly wounded because you wake up
Yes.
every evening visibly wounded.
Well, that was I was healing that when I was.
That's what
Uh,
got you down
doing
to where
this.
you're
Okay,
at.
that's
Yeah,
what. Okay,
that got me down to the 3. Yeah,
I see.
I had already done that math beforehand. I'm still clutching the chicken.
It
Because
is-
I've got my senses back, and these are feathers, and these can be used.
Yep. You are clutching a shriveled chicken.
So I'm gonna bring that up to the kitchen.
Not gonna lie, I was really hoping you would care more about the chicken than I did about the person.
Yeah,
That
it's a
wasn't
chicken.
It's a chicken.
You don't get attached. to the
You head up
chicken.
to the chicken. Yeah,
No.
you head to the kitchen.
Or people.
You already described what Sabina looks like, yeah.
Yeah.
You head to the kitchen where you see Caius standing. He's not in the kitchen. He's in like these sort of like maneuvering around the living area, sort of doing his daily rounds basically. Caius is this relatively large, leanly built Italian man, with handlebar, with sort of like the handlebar mustache beard, where basically only the chin is shaved. Gaunt, pale features, sort of gray eyes, dark hair pulled, pushed back out of his face, wearing this silver sculpted breastplate that has the eagle, or the eagle of Forley on it. One arm completely armored and covered, the other arm largely bare except for leather wrapped forearm and a metal bracer that marks him as a servant of the house. That marks him as a servant of the house, and in vampire culture specifically as property of as a member of a revenant family specifically. He looks over at you as you walk into the room clutching the chicken. I see you found breakfast.
Yes. I'm still quite hungry, but here, I'm gonna lay it on the table.
Oh, would you like me to find something for you to eat then?
How easy is it to because I have a point of herd. I imagine that's like I'm mostly feeding off of patients, so I don't know if I have appointments lined up today.
You get to add
Tonight?
basically you get to add the point of herd to whatever to a relevant role for hunting.
Okay.
So if it's patients, you would be doing like a medicine check of some kind, and you'd get to add that extra
Yeah.
dot. But Caius is capable of finding you something to eat if you need him to.
Yes. Let me think. I guess where are we in the process of getting the house set up? Is it mostly done by this point?
Mostly done by this point, yeah. It's at this
Okay.
point where you're largely just a holding pattern while you wait for Katarina to arrive.
Okay. All right.
Which she will be arriving within the week, basically.
Okay. I'd like to. I'm not gonna jump anyone right now. I'd like to do my own.
He fits you with a very even look. And when you say that,
The chicken was delightful.
if you say so, ma'am.
I do.
He just nods. This is a man that has had to deal with this sort of shenanigans for many hundreds of years.
Yep. Just gonna
These
smile a little to
Fucking
herself.
vampires.
I'll keep an eye on the estate. You have a good evening, ma'am.
Thank you. And she's going to head out into the night.
As you step down the stone slab front steps of the estate, you see there's quite a bit of foot traffic on the streets. You have noticed as well for the past few days this sudden massive influx of immigration to the city. Lots of people are coming here seemingly from the west and the north, looking for work, looking for space, looking for places to stay. So there's a wide variety of new faces around, which is why it doesn't particularly stand out to you when Luciana and Anais are walking up amongst the crowd, and the two of you see this person stepping out of Katerina Sforza's estate.
Yeah. I think I paused to gather like some of my a bag with some supplies for kind of posing as a surgeon.
So you have like a surgeon. You have like a surgeon's bag on you
Yeah.
as you step out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the two of you as you approach the house, before you can get up to the door and knock or anything, the door opens and this woman carrying sort of a satchel that has the oh god, would it have
Like the barber surgeon's pole kind of thing?
At this point in time, would it have the Asclepius rod on it?
I don't know for sure.
In the 1452s?
Yeah. I think it'd be like signage wise. I'm going for like the surgeon versus doctor because there's less credentials involved.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But yeah, there's sort of iconography that indicates someone who performs rudimentary medical tasks.
Yeah. She's smiling to herself. She looks happy. We'll see how long that lasts.
Oh, excuse me. We're looking for someone by the name of Sabina from this estate.
Hi, yes. Hello? That's me.
Ah,
You,
she deep breath in just from.
I'm going to bow. You look
Hi.
important.
For the record, I very much do not currently, because she has changed from like handmaiden servant outfit to this era sex worker outfit.
Okay, all right. I'm going to bow just to you, to the fancy looking one.
Luciana.
Yep.
Yeah, it 100% looks like you are escorting somebody who you just paid the services for through the city, by the way, Holly.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
That's fine.
Did someone send you my direction? I don't know if I pick up immediately that you're vampires. I don't know how visible that is.
If you look, you will usually notice, unless humanity is particularly high, or you're spending a blood point to look human, because you can do that. You will see things like they are paler than normal.
Okay.
If you're observant enough, you can see that they don't breathe.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That sort of
just
thing.
be a perception alertness.
Yeah. Sabina reads as more human than most too. Like, I think a bunch of us, but I don't know how much she picks up on
legit.
you. What was it again? Perception alertness?
Yep.
Okay.
Diff 6.
Diff 6. Okay. I'm gonna use that same roll. 5. Okay.
We are not breathing.
Yeah, neither one of them are breathing. Neither one of them have particularly fast pulses either.
Okay.
In fact,
Yeah.
from a clinical
Not food.
from a clinical perspective, looking at the two of them, they should be dead.
Right. Got it.
Do
She's
you
gonna
say
bow.
that out loud?
No, I don't.
You don't say not food
I
out
do
loud?
not.
Darn
No,
it!
I do not. I just say that internally, and I
really good.
bow very deeply. What can I? Hello.
Hi.
I'm. got a hand on the door handle behind me.
My name is Luciana Borgia.
The eyes get bigger
I-
somehow.
You know that name, yeah. Or you know the last name at least.
Yes. Uh-huh.
She's Liana Borgia.
I
I actually, yeah, that's the more important name.
I'm
You're
Luciana
like the
Borgia.
yes man.
She's Luciana Borgia.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
What can I do to help a Borgia?
Uh,
Good news.
We
You've
gotta
been
really-
recruited.
We have to really enunciate that name, by the way. Because it could very easily have slipped into what can I do to help abortion?
Oh,
um,
I mean, she is medical.
I'm gonna say you are a surgeon.
yes.
Wow.
um, I have a proposition for you. May we please speak inside?
Gonna look over at Ananias. Look confused.
I'm with her.
I can't let you into the house. But there's a tavern down that way.
All right. After you.
How occupied is this tavern? Typically.
Depends on what time of night you go. Anything from very occupied to very occupied, but everyone's drunk.
Eh,
It's still pretty early, so not that drunk yet. Fair number of people. There's quieter places. I know, there's,
At this point in time, the
Um,
market stalls are pretty quiet.
yeah, we could go down to the markets. There's lots of little shops. We could just duck into one of those. They don't
Perfect.
usually leave them locked. Well,
perfect.
Oh yeah, because
Alright.
most of the stuff, particularly in certain sections of the market where they mostly sell fresh goods, they don't
Mhm.
they don't store anything there. It's just a
No.
place to sell things.
yeah, okay.
It's all
Perfect.
just an empty spot, basically.
Yeah, it's like an empty shack.
Okay, I'll lead the way. She's gonna hunch her shoulders as she steps away from the door.
Eileen and oh, this one's gonna be fun.
Luciana will just look at you and roll her eyes.
Meanwhile, elsewhere in the city, Hyacinthos,
Yes.
spend your point of blood to wake up, and where and in what position do you wake up?
Hyacinthos actually also spends his days in the catacombs. He generally enters them from just outside of the city, though. So in a very different part of them than we were in with Ananias.
Maybe not even a connected
Um,
part, depending.
No, I'm very probably not, because they're all splintered
yeah.
at this point in history.
Yep,
Um,
they are extensive and also extensively damaged.
Yep. They're broken down, and yeah, they're fucked.
he has an alcove that he'll tuck away in, and there's nothing else there to mark that a vampire spends their time here at all. He just shows up, tucks himself in the hole, and then come dark leaves. The first place he would head is back to his apartment to check in with Alexandra.
You head back into town. And what would your instructions for taking care of daily business would you have left with Alexandru the night before?
Nothing special.
Any requests for anything that you'd like him to have prepared for you or have taken care of, or just go about your day as dog decides it's barking time?
Oh yeah.
Borking time.
It's borking time.
Sometimes it's important to bork.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, anything that you would have have somebody ready for me. I'm going to be hungry or anything like that. Him knowing
This
your
particular night,
proclivities.
Hyacinthos wanted fresh flowers for his apartment because the last batch were looking droopy.
Okay. So yeah, you arrive at your home, or at the apartment that Alexandru is protecting, and you find two things. One, you find that all of the floral decorations have been refreshed. And two, you find three of the florists, three of the prettier male florists in town, unconscious after having very clearly been marathoning themselves on and about Alexandru. As he opens the door and gestures, in case you wanted food.
Thank you. He will absolutely insert himself into the pile and check to see who can be woken up.
Oh yeah, no, these are you can tell these people are blissed out in a couple of different substances and and easily woken up and will continue having a good time as needed. Alexandru,
Fantastic. We're just going to have a little bit of fun.
Alexandru prepped your breakfast as you normally would like it.
Perfect. Well done. Good ghoul.
But yes, you do not have to make a roll. You can easily take of the blood as you partake of other pleasures. How many points of blood are you taking?
There's 3 of them here.
Yes.
2 each.
Okay. Easily done. So you may acquire yourself 6 additional points of blood. And as you redress yourself, presumably, go ahead and describe Hyacinthos' appearance.
6 points of blood. I'm nearly full. Hyacinthos is a beautiful lad. He looks to be somewhere between 15 and 20, with black cherub curls and a youthful face with rosy cheeks. He is short and skinny, just a twiggy little twink. Who is capable of perhaps the smuggest face you've ever seen.
This is
Capable
a person whose face says, "Please punch me."
in multiple ways.
We're gonna get along so well.
Capable of or permanently wearing?
Oh no, capable of.
Okay.
If permanently wearing makes for bad hunting. Why be young and beautiful if you can't take full advantage of it?
And what is on the docket for this evening's activities for Hyacinthos?
Well, hunting is not a necessity anymore. And in fact, he's kind of full. So he might be out and about to just see what's worth seeing in Rome. It's a pretty city. It's got gorgeous stuff in it.
And extremely active at night. Go ahead. So you finish sating yourself. Alexandru indicates that he will take care of the cleanup. And you head out for an evening on the town. So Sabina and Luciana and Anais, as the 3 of you get to a empty market stall, that's where we're going to take our break. It's a little bit later than we normally would, but we start a little bit later than we normally would. So those that are watching live, please stay tuned for these commercial messages. And remember, when we take our break, you take yours. So stand up, stretch your legs, move around, do what you need to do, and I'll be back in just a few minutes. we're back. A dinosaur story.
We're undead.
Yeah,
Sort
doesn't
of
matter.
a
They're still
Undead
dinosaurs.
dinosaur.
undead dinosaur story. I was hoping you were gonna say we're live and I would interrupt. You ruined it. Curse you. Curse
We're
you.
live is always at the beginning. We're back is always the middle.
All right, I'll get it at the next one.
There you go. You've preempted the next episode is what you've done.
Yes. I'm now a
Good to
whole
have a
week
plan.
ahead. Eventually it'll be years.
Yeah. All right. So yes. Sabina and Luciana and Anais, you arrive at a market store. So this is functionally like a market warehouse where every sort of side of this building is openable, and thus a stall can be set up, and they can store their goods inside the building itself proper, so that it's got a roof over all the goods, so that they can sell during the rain. It's currently empty because, again, these are all perishable goods, and they don't really have any sort of refrigeration to this point. So the building itself is empty at night because no one's selling anything. It's very easy to get into. It's sort of a first come first serve stall situation. But yeah, you're inside.
Here.
I hop up on a stall table and recline.
So your name was given to me by the Archbishop. He believes that you might be some assistance to us.
What an honor. Yes. Of course.
Oh my gosh,
With-
I can't stop forgetting what this thing is called. The thing I'm
Coterie.
forming.
Coterie.
Coterie!
Coterie.
What? I'm so
Okay, there's a
sorry.
lot of
I wanna
terms you'll
call
get
it-
used to them.
I want to call it something else entirely. I'm sorry.
I
Hairy
only just
band.
recently became able to remember my clan, so
Okay. Now I have been tasked with forming a coterie. We've been having issues with I wrote things down.
Salubri.
Yes, no, right here. I wrote it down. Okay. Sorry. With Salubri.
Wide-eyed. Okay.
You can make an intelligence and occult roll.
I have no delts in occults.
So it'll be a -3 or whatever the penalty is.
So that's a 0. I'm not rolling anything.
So
Should I
you-
just roll to see?
If you
Chance
don't have
die?
any dots in a knowledge, you usually just can't roll it.
That's fair.
Or do you want me to roll a chance die?
Our chance dies a thing in Old World.
Chance dice aren't a new World of Darkness thing now.
Okay,
Old World of
never
Darkness
mind.
thing.
I do not know.
have
She
no idea
nods
what a
though,
salubri is.
excitedly. Yep.
Generally, old world.
just
It's
glad to be participating.
generally old world. It's talents you can roll at no penalty. Skills you roll at -1 if you have none, and knowledges you just can't.
Yep.
Correct.
Got it.
Okay.
Unless the storyteller determines otherwise, because there are situations where that can
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah, there are situations where it's just so much common knowledge that you can just roll anyway.
Yep.
But
In this case, it's not.
No. Okay.
So guess why you're here?
Is that a rhetorical question or
No.
Guess why you're here?
you need to talk to Countess Sforza?
Mm-hmm.
You guessed wrong.
We would like to ask.
I'm very
Join.
sorry.
We would like to ask you to join us.
Behind Luciana.
She's gonna nod at that. This makes sense now. Okay. Yes. I would be honored. Thank you for thinking of me. He's gonna bow again.
One
Alright,
down.
yeah. Uh,
Are we going after this now?
No,
no, we
it's
are.
not just us. We need to get more people.
Yes.
Oh, all right.
We're looking for a few others.
Do
You're
you
welcome to
know?
join.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm letting you. She's letting you take the lead. So
No, you.
okay.
No.
Do you
talk.
know? Sorry, what was the name again, dear? Hiya something or other. No, that's Anais. That's not me.
That's fantastic.
Hi,
Hi.
hiya,
Hey,
Kinthos?
That sounds remarkably accurate.
Yes.
yes, that's the name.
Yes, I've met him.
Do you
He-
know where we may find him?
Well, mostly it's bumped into each other at I'm gonna name probably like probably a church is where we'd go to kind of see stuff.
There's
Like-
also like statuary just out and about on the streets.
Yeah.
Beautiful fountains.
Yeah, she's gonna name like probably a major fountain kind of nearby-ish to the house. A church or two, and then kind of trail off, having exhausted her knowledge of Rome's geography.
Amazing.
Honestly, probably like of the various fountains that
Trafalgar Square is gorgeous.
is Trafalgar Square is in Vienna, isn't it?
No,
Isn't it?
No.
it's just a giant fucking fountain in Rome.
I thought it was in Vienna. No, Trafalgar Square is in London.
What the fuck? What am I thinking of?
I
Are
don't
you
know what you're
thinking of the
thinking of.
Trevi Fountain?
Yes, that's the one.
That's
Yes,
the one
so-
in Rome, yes.
So yeah, Fontana de
Thank
Trevi.
you.
Yes, that was the one I was going to suggest because it's got a lot of pretty.
It's the huge one.
It's got a lot of pretty men on it.
Okay,
Oh,
all
yeah.
right.
I just like the
beautiful.
idea that we have to go all the way to London to find this.
No.
That's fantastic. So extra.
You gotta do what you gotta do. But yeah, no, Fontana de Trevi would be the Trevi.
Oh, I like that place.
It's gorgeous. Yeah, he may not be there right now, but you know, we just hang around there. Or I mean he does some of the same work you do, looking at Anais.
There's a direct stare. What work do I do?
Um
Blink, blink.
I
Oh, are you saying that he is a handmaiden to a Borgia as well?
I don't think he hasn't said anything about that.
I mean, he is a handmaid, but not in that way.
She looks stricken though.
Oh,
This is not good.
relax. You're fine. I'm just teasing you.
She does that.
So does he.
That
Right.
that said, I am a handmaiden. Well, let's go. Let's go. I enjoy that place.
Let's go
All
It's a
see
right.
wonderful
there.
place. It's a wonderful place to find food.
Oh, I've never tried hunting there. And she will follow this time, looking much more comfortable at not being in the lead.
Kara and Vina, make me a how are you going about trying to find a place to stay for the night?
Sorry. The pair of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, Kara kind of looks over to Vina. Shall we even bother with the places that the living frequent? I hear tell that the city is famous for underground catacombs that might serve us well.
The dead living among the dead. Fitting. Free establishment is always best.
It seems like a decent place to start, if nothing else. And until we have a solid idea of the hunting grounds of this place, the rats of the undercrofts may work well for easy sustenance. Assuming you can stomach their taste. I've grown used to animals from my travels, considering how often I wander in places where there are few or no humans to be found.
And you live alone in the woods for as long as I have. You'll learn to get by with what you have.
So everyone, goody, gets to make
Yep.
perception, survival, or perception alertness rolls. These will get you different things. This is not smell based. This is visual based for everyone.
Okay. I'm gonna.
Perception survival.
Perception, survival. Got it.
What was it, difficult 6?
Yeah, diff 6.
Survival or awareness?
Yes.
3 successes.
Perception, survival, or perception awareness.
2.
Alert.
Sorry, alertness. Yes. Sorry.
Oh, I'm pretty sure my alertness and my awareness are the same.
There is
see.
no awareness. It's just alertness.
No, there is awareness.
There
There's no
is.
awareness. Hang on.
It is the ability to sense supernatural shit.
Oh, yeah. So perception alertness. not
Mine are
awareness.
the same, so it's the same dice.
Okay. Yeah.
Same.
Same.
I hate that.
I know it's really close.
I hate
I
that
should've-
those two things are there, and also that like street smarts or anything like that isn't, because street smarts doesn't require a modern setting.
Street Smarts is ledger domain.
Legerdemain is sleight of hand, not street smarts,
Yeah,
or not.
it's a slightly different.
Yeah, fair.
Legerdemain is picking.
They
locks.
normally have streetwise, but
or streetwise. Yeah.
in Dark Ages they took it off in favor of awareness because
Despite the fact
supernatural
that it still
things are a little
mentions
more
streetwise
common.
in the hunting rules.
Yeah.
Oh, you can just take this. You can just take the talent. Like that's a hobby talent.
Yeah, you
spot
can
on the
take it as
sheet
a
of
hobby
talent.
talent, yeah.
Anyways, look here real quick. 4, 2. 3, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4. Nice. Everyone got successes. Some of you got higher ones. Okay.
We all do the
Hayek-
Spider-Man point at each other in the square.
Hayakinto. We're going to start with Hayakintos, and we're actually going to start with the twos. Sabina and Luciana. You head towards the Trevi Fountain, which is this. It's sort of a large building that marks the junction of 3 roads. Hence Trevi. It's technically it's Trevi, because the
Three road.
3 roads. Marks the terminal point of the Agua Vergo, which is an aqueduct that supplies water to Rome. it's this large building-like structure, although it doesn't seem to have any direct entrance that you can see. If I'm remembering correctly. And on one side of it, there is this large, sort of like raised stone section where there are several sculptures visible that have what is? I think it's a scene. I think it's a scene depicting the Roman equivalent is Uranus, and a bunch of men either trying to keep their horses from drowning, or fighting with kelpies. One of the two.
Are you talking about Sea God?
Yeah, it's Oceanus.
That's Neptune.
Yeah,
Neptune.
It-
Yeah.
It's the depiction is specifically Oceanus' sea chariot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oceanus is different than Neptune.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
Yeah.
The horses would be
it's
representative
the
of
Titan.
the water
It's the Titan,
itself.
not the god.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
They're hippocamps. Okay, that's it. That's what it is. But yeah, so it's this really interesting looking scene, and water sort of flows out from underneath it into a pool. And as Sabina and Hyacinthos, as you approach it from, or Sabina and Lucina, as you approach it from one side and Hyacinthos approaches it from another, Sabina, you see Hyacinthos moments after Hyacinthos sees you. You're sort of approaching from two different sides. Simultaneous to that, on a third side of the building, coming down the third road, Kara and Vina, you both see sort of the back side of this large structure. And Vina, while you're looking around, you see the two of you haven't really spotted any catacomb entrances while you've been moving. But Vina, you notice that there seems to be, with four successes, one of the rock structures that is on the back side of this large, like, square fountain structure, seems to be movable, like there's something hidden below it. And for your mind, if you're gonna if you're gonna either put an entrance to this sort of a thing, you're gonna hide the entrance, or maybe that's just a catacomb that it was built on top of, or something. But there seems like there might be some sort of subterranean entrance to something, basically right at the base of this building at the back. This is not necessarily something that's there in real life. For anybody that does go to the Treasure Fountain, please don't try to shift rocks looking for a secret entrance.
I mean, or do. We're not your,
Go
we're not
for
your
it.
boss. We're not
Have
your parents.
fun. Da Vinci Code that shit.
Yeah.
I'm not a cop. Vina will point this out to Dakota, and she does not have the physical capabilities to move that, so we'll make sure that she explains that if we move this, potential deep dive into the caverns.
Kara sort of looks at the spot indicated and will sort of walk forward and start running a hand along to see if she can find the seam and where to push.
He's right over there.
All right.
Do we, the rest of us who got more than two, know what we got?
Yeah, sorry. I sort of rolled it all together. Anais, you see Anais, you see Hyacinthos, Hyacinthos, you see the others. Both of you also see the streets are not very populated at this point in time. You do see another pair of people that seem to be coming from down the third road towards the fountain, that aren't interested in either of your groups at the moment, as far as you can tell. But they are just, you do note that there are other people here other than you individually, Hyacinthos, and your group, Anais.
Can I perception, a culture aware or whatever to, are
Perception
they
awareness? Yeah.
perception awareness? Cool.
Since awareness is the supernatural role.
Action. Nope, never mind. Normal people.
Normal humans.
That is 0 successes because I did get one.
Okay.
That's good.
People. You said that's them?
Yeah, that's him.
So,
He's very clearly noticed you and is just waiting to make sure that this is company in which he can approach you before he starts heading over your direction.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're
hi.
pointing directly at you.
Yeah, no, that makes it obvious. So he's definitely going to head over with arms open to give you a hug.
Oh. Hi.
Sabina, it's lovely to see you. Who have you brought with you today?
Hi, Kentos. Hi. This.
I hug you.
Kentos will hug you back. Definitely not looking perplexed by this random hug.
This
I was
is
inspired.
name of character. What's it?
Hyacinth.
No. Borgia.
Luciana.
Luciana. This is Luciana Borgia, and then pauses
You
because I
never
didn't
thought.
get your name.
Luciana
Oh.
Borgia and lets it hang.
and other.
Handmaiden of.
I have a name. It's Anais.
The implication that you told her and she
100%.
forgot. Man, that's dirty.
So, also, if I believe correctly, you didn't tell her who you were the handmaiden of.
Nope.
You just said
No, I did. I
Borgia.
explicitly
You
said
said
that.
Okay.
You said Borgia.
That could be any number of Borgias.
That's
Yeah,
true.
you,
That's
you didn't say which Borgia.
Yeah.
fair
no, it's
enough.
re-
I thought I did, but that's fine. If that works even better.
Yeah.
I told you nothing and then acted offended that you didn't remember.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a Jeremy
Listen.
character right there.
Anais is assuming that Sabine is so nervous, she will assume that the information was passed on and she has forgotten.
That scams.
My name is Anais.
Hyacinth will pull back from the hug and incline his head to you and say, "It's a pleasure to meet you, Anais. And you, Lucia? Was it Lucia?
Luciana.
Luciana. And you, Luciana. I am Hyacinthos, but I would be happy to answer to Hyacinth.
Hyacinth. Wonderful. Lovely.
What brings you out on a stroll this lovely evening?
We're looking for you.
Me? Truly, I am flattered.
I'm keeping an eye on I assume, like as I'm watching this, I'm keeping the corner of my eye on what I assume to be are the two mortals in the fountain area, making sure that this
One of
stage
them,
for vampires.
you both did notice that one of them seemed to be heavily armed and armored, relative to a normal person wandering around at this hour.
And they both very clearly give off not from around here too.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. You notice that they duck behind the fountain.
Oh.
Is there anybody else here? Like any other living people around?
Give me just a wits and awareness roll.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that you're keeping track of two things right now, so we're gonna say that it's still your passive awareness. at this point.
It doesn't matter either way because I have the same, but awareness or alertness.
Alertness. Yeah.
Okay.
Alertness.
Yeah, it's the same either way.
Yeah. No.
Anyway,
This is me getting used to calling for
3 successes.
3 successes. There are a few humans, there are a few people around, but not any immediately in the vicinity of the fountain.
Okay.
This is you're sort of because this is the sort of the intersection of 3 areas and an aqueduct, 3 roads and an aqueduct. There are water carriers that are coming to and from occasionally, not frequently, but often enough that you're never fully out of sight of anybody while you're at the fountain.
Is there something I can duck behind very quickly?
Yeah, you could if you were to step away from the fountain, there's any number of like alleyways and just the columns of the aqueduct that you could get behind outside of getting behind the fountain.
I just very lightly touch on Luciana's shoulder, just and I'm slipping off to an alleyway so I can obfuscate. I want to keep an eye on these 2 people who just happen to slip out of our vision and are armed and not from around here.
Go and give me dexterity stealth. And meanwhile, Kara, because you're scanning the thing, go and give me. You can find a good handhold. If you want to shift it, it'll be strength and athletics.
Can I tell how heavy this is? Can I tell if this is something that just someone who is moderately strong should be able to move, or does it look like it's really heavy?
Someone moderately strong would be able to shift it with some effort.
Okay. Then I will not feel the need to apply my potence for automatic successes and just let it add to dice then.
For the record, unseen presence does not require a roll unless I draw attention to myself.
So
now someone with aspects that's higher can
this was a dexterity stealth to get behind the thing.
Oh, to get behind the thing. No, that's fair.
Then activate, because I assume you're not wanting to just do the cartoon. I walked past a skinny pole and wasn't there on the other side bit.
No, that is actually really fair. So
yeah, dexterity stealth to get out of view and then to activate your thing.
Yep.
So yeah. In that, and then you activate it, and basically you're just unnoticed unless you draw attention to yourself.
Unless if somebody's auspex is higher than me, then they see me. If it's equal, then we make a combined roll. Higher than my total obfuscate, which is 2.
Okay.
So if the auspex is 3 or higher, then you just see me.
Does anyone have 3 or higher auspex?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
So diff 6 on moving this thing?
Yeah, diff 6.
3 successes.
With 3 successes, since you're not immediately absorbed in the conversation and not right next to the fountain, go ahead and give me a perception alertness, NIS. Hearing matters.
Yep. 2.
With 2 successes, you hear the sound of like shifting stone from behind the fountain.
And somebody who goes into the catacombs, would I know that that's a catacomb entry spot?
No.
Potentially? Okay.
I mean, it could be. You don't know where all the entrances
but
are.
Yeah, there's a bunch of entrances. Okay.
Not one that's known.
I just slip by people if I need to, and I'm just going to go over and see what's going on with these 2.
Yep. You shift this rock a bit to the side. You don't have to actually move it all the way. You just pull it a little bit, and there is this. It would initially, if you weren't right on top of it, it would look like just a break in the stone, like a crack in the stone. But because you're right on top of it, as you shift the rock, you can see worked steps going down to a wooden door that's sort of like in the foundation of the fountain.
At which point, Kara sort of looks down. Keen eyes, Fina. This looks like our place. And she'll start stepping down.
Vina will follow.
Yep.
I follow them.
So yeah, you step down, and yeah, there's a door there. Do you just try to open it?
Yeah, I'll see if it's sturdily locked or just expected to not be open because no one should be here.
You go to try to open it, and you push and pull, and it feels like it's jammed. Like just the weight of the rock around it has pushed down enough that it can't open easily.
Okay. She'll see if she can just barge it open.
Strength athletics.
4 successes.
With 4 successes, yeah, you are able to shove this. It's a bit loud. There's a loud, like sort of a wood on stone clink.
The clunk of a,
Yeah.
of a wood door being pushed across stone. Yeah.
Definitely something you might want to pull that rocket over top you before somebody comes looking. But yeah, you can get it open, and there is space beyond it.
And so after she gets that door open, she'll step back up, assuming Venus come down and just reach to pull the cover back in place.
Are you trying to go down with them, Anais, or are you just watching?
That's decision. I think yes.
All right, dexterity, stealth. This is to get down there
Right.
around Kara, who's actively trying to close the water. Close the.
Absolutely. This is where I botch. I can literally call it.
Is it a botch?
I can literally
Get
call
six?
it. Yes.
It is.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, Kara, as you're going up to grab the stone, you feel something shove past you invisibly. Does that break your obfuscation?
It does, unfortunately.
And as you feel something shove past you, you turn and look, and between you and Vina is would you like to refresh what you look like for them? Because I don't remember how to describe you.
No, that's fair. Fairly short. French area woman. Red hair, down loose, in a, let's call it a fairly trashy dress. Sandals, and just shit.
Yeah, so as Kara looks over as you bump into her and realizes where you're at, she just locks eyes with you and shuts the exit.
Enchanting gaze.
So yeah, the stone is not blocking. What's enchanting gaze do? Other than
well,
enchant,
I have
other
to
than
lock
enchant
eyes.
the gaze.
My eyes become clearly not human, so they take on a serpentine, like snake eye look. And as long as I lock eyes with somebody, I can paralyze them in place. If they're supernatural, you can spend a point of willpower and roll willpower versus, what's my charisma subterfuge? 6 to break the gaze.
Don't
I'm
break the
trying to-
gaze.
The her immediate reaction is, shit, I'm down here with 2 mortals. I need to paralyze one, kill the other, and then kill this one.
Cool. She spends a willpower and
Okay.
rolls her willpower
Willpower difficulty 6.
with 2 successes.
Yep.
As
Oh.
you lock eyes with her, you see the momentary stutter, and then a hand lunges for your throat.
I don't resist.
She just slams you against the wall.
Uh,
I would recommend not trying that, little one.
Harder next time, please.
Next time, if you ask for harder, it'll be your head rolling.
My apologies. I made an incorrect assumption about what you were. I was a long ways away. It was a bit, there are people there. Anyways, and I saw you wandering down into an area that might be dangerous for you. I'm only looking out for both of your shooting a quick look to the side, both of your well-beings. You're welcome.
Mm-hmm. Is there a reason I should not kill you?
One, that would be remarkably dull. didn't do anything to you.
Really?
I didn't do anything.
Successfully. This is fair.
Exactly. Now, had you been a normal person, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But since you are,
You may have noticed that the temperature has dropped significantly. Whether you can even feel the temperature around here.
nice. But since you are, hi, I'm Anais.
Cara Valkyria.
Oh, fuck me. My
Wait.
associates and I would like to talk to you.
Wait, we weren't given a name.
Weren't we?
No,
I
you
thought
weren't-
we had
you-
the
you
Kara.
weren't- You were just
No.
given
Fine.
Aramane, but you can give me a intelligence or wits and enigmas.
Or cult.
Okay,
I
I
think
will
was enough.
take
It was
wits.
also enough
Or
to know
occult.
me.
Yeah, occult.
My enigmas, I believe, is the same as my
What's-
occult. So
Is there a specific difficulty for the occult roll?
I
Johnny?
think you had just said that at 4 you would know, and otherwise it would be a roll. So probably diff 6, unless you think it's harder.
What's
I'm,
your
I'm not particularly unknown.
That's
I don't
fair.
have fame, but I'm not.
What is your occult roll? What is your
Also,
occult stat?
your name
Nice.
speaks to a specific ethnicity.
2.
2. So yeah. We'll actually say it's diff 5. Say intelligence
five?
occult diff 5.
Can it be wits? Slightly better at wits.
Yeah, it can be wits.
I'm okay if it's
It
not.
can be wits.
Okay.
fine
Also,
with
the
it being
name
wits.
Valkyria is not saying nothing there.
Yeah, no, it's pulling
Yeah.
a lot of weight.
So
There you go.
So with
Fuck
with an
me.
exceptional success, not only do you recognize that as the name of an Aramane, you specifically recognize that as the name of a Valkyrie that is known to be the harbinger of the end of lineages in Norse
Cool.
mythology.
Question that is not relevant to anything that has actually happened. I just like the notion of it as a scenario twist. Since this is information that is known, could Anais have known this all along, known exactly who that name was, and just not disclosed it to Luciana yet?
I mean, yeah, you absolutely. Mostly
That's
because
'cause I think it's funny.
Luciana doesn't know
Yeah.
the name of the Aramon, so you wouldn't have any
Yep.
reason to.
Oh, fuck me. Hi, my associates and I would like to have a conversation with you if that's possible.
Your
We'll get you a
associate-
better sleep. We'll get you a better place to sleep. Yes.
Your associates being.
Did Luciana say that we want them in the coterie? I don't remember.
We need to form a coterie around.
Around them,
her.
sort of
Because
like
she
a
is very important.
You're
like
your
a
future,
pearl.
You're about to be coterie mates.
There's just this. There's this blank-eyed look of the fuck you say.
Look,
Vina,
slam my head back against the wall once more, or let my throat go, please.
Vina, being further down, would you have ventured further into the complex while Kara was handling this, or would you have stopped?
She's able to handle herself.
So
They haven't been traveling together long, but she knows that she doesn't need her in a fight.
So with that conversation happening behind you, you continue a little bit further in, and you find yourself in a surprising structure. This is not a catacomb. This looks like you can hear water rolling through. You can hear water rolling through the area, presumably going to the fountain. But this looks like old apartment buildings. This is civic infrastructure underneath the fountain, long abandoned.
Interesting.
You can give me a intelligence history. Actually, is history a thing? Hang on.
Academics would be the
Academics.
Intelligence academics. or intelligence enigmas, one of the two. Would be
Well-
this would be diff 7 specifically. With 2 successes. There was at one point a few centuries back. You've heard somebody talking about how there was an apartment complex built underneath the Trevi district of Rome. You don't recall a name, but you recall that it was lost at some point. Like the access to it was either forgotten or lost or just stopped being talked about long enough that nobody knew about it very much. It was very like uncommon knowledge. This is probably it. Above board, look up Vicus Caprarius, the city of water. This is a real
Nice.
thing. This is the real thing.
Nice.
The entrance, I don't think the entrance is there. But this is the real thing. It is a city. It is an ancient Roman apartment complex located beneath the Trevi district, specifically beneath the Fountain of Trevi, the Trevi Fountain.
Nice.
Fantastic.
It was it was lost until the 1990s, although it dates back to the 1st century.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Oh, hell yeah. So Kara, realizing that Vina's gone further in, lets go of Anais and starts walking down after Vina.
Be careful. The
Did you
local sewer rats might not appreciate you being down here.
Did you find anything, Vina?
Plenty of accommodation, I believe.
As Kara follows down and sees this apartment complex.
And Vina is just like starstruck, just like rubbing her hands down the walls, and
Like it is not in great condition because it's been abandoned for several hundred years. Honestly, there's probably not much visual distinction between what it looks like now and what it looks like in game, because it
Just slightly less decomposition of stone.
yeah, because it literally has been abandoned for hundreds of years, and it will continue to be abandoned in the real world for a few hundred more years.
Yep.
But yeah, narrow. It's like narrow walkways, stone construction, the sound of water flowing through the area, and completely hidden and dark. No light, no nothing. So a little bit hard to see. And
Fine, we have night vision.
seemingly sprawling.
I didn't think this actually existed. But I believe we found a place to rest our heads.
Are you saying anything out loud, Jeremy?
Nope. I was eating.
Okay.
Well,
About this time, there will be like back where that stone was, the stone that you pulled over. There's going to be a loud knocking sound.
Go ahead and give me perception alertness for Sabina, Hyacinthus, and Luciana. Diff.
I'm more
7.
signaling for them than up there, but fair.
Diff 7. The others can see it. The others can hear it easy. And meanwhile, what have the three of you been talking about since Anais disappeared?
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, it's fine.
1 success. And Luciana's talking about forming a coterie, and that I'm sorry, your character name.
Hyacinth.
Hyacinth. Sorry. Hyacinth could be useful to them.
I can be useful to a lot of people. What do you need me to be useful at?
Well, we are dealing with
As a reminder for Holly, the reason why Hyacinthus was brought up was because Lucrezia was interested in getting to know him
Yes.
specifically, and
Although whether you want to say that specifically
yeah,
or not.
whether
Right.
whether or not you want to say that
Right.
is up to you. You weren't told what use he might have in your operation other than
Mhm.
that. So
We are dealing with some unwelcome vampires. And your name came up, and I thought it would be nice for us to get to know each other a little better.
I'm never above getting to know someone. But this doesn't sound like the kind of problem you want to solve by seducing it away.
You're not trying hard enough.
We From my experience, problems like this don't just take strength. There will be a number of ways that someone like you can help.
Want
Someone
to
with
come along for the ride? It's
someone
going to be
with your
interesting one way or the other.
skills. I'm not much of a fighter myself. I'm more of a lover than a fighter. I would be very grateful if you would like to join us.
He's going to put an arm over Sabina's shoulders and
Oh,
say, if my friend Sabina has decided that this is a good use of our time, of her time, that it's a good use of mine.
yes, absolutely. Great.
it's at this
Wonderful.
point, Sabina, that you hear something banging on stone on like the other side of the fountain.
There's a noise over there. We
Oh,
should maybe look.
crap.
As you
So
realize-
Luciana realizes what, yeah. Oh,
And
Nice.
underground, Kara looks over to Vina. Would you be willing to accompany me to see what these other people want from me? I won't force you to be entangled in it if you don't feel like it. Loki knows that I'm already tied up in too many things already.
You want to be entangled.
Was that in character?
It's
or
fun
just
to be
Jeremy?
entangled. Yes,
Yeah.
that's in character. It's fun.
Hyacinthus were there, he would agree.
You have been a companion for this long. I do not feel like abandoning you right now. Of course, I will go with you.
Freya blesses me with good companionship. She will walk back up to the door. I assume your friends are out there?
Well, a couple of them I just met, so it's a little curly to call them friends. And really, I mean, let's be honest, we all are what we are. How many friends do we all actually have? But yes, our associates are out there.
Instead of responding to that, she just sort of leans into the wall and shoulders it back open.
About the time the three of you get around to the back of the fountain, one of the stone like slabs at the back shifts to one side, revealing a crack in the ground, in which you can see Anais and two other individuals.
Ah, I believe we found them.
Luciana, guess who I found?
who did you find?
Remember the one person that we're really supposed to find?
Yes.
I put my arm around Kara's shoulders.
That's a reach, considering she's not only higher than you on the step, but also taller than you, I'm pretty certain.
She leaps if she needs to.
I haven't.
Oh,
She might leap into
tall
your
is, How tall is
arms.
Anais? How tall is Anais?
Anais is, give me just 1 second. I just have to type a date onto a file. Okay. Anais is notes. Nope, it's not there. It's information. 4'11".
So almost,
Yeah.
almost literally a foot shorter than me.
Yes.
So
You can,
tiny.
you can get your arm up there. That's not a foot's not that big of a leap. Not big of a difference.
Fuck it. I jump in the. I jump up to be cut and put the arms around the neck.
Kara does not catch you.
That's fine.
Just hanging around.
She acts like
hanging
this
around your
was
shoulders.
completely. She acts like all of this was completely planned,
Just
including the
Honk.
not getting caught.
well,
Ignoring
as-
Anais, looking at Kara, I have a proposition for you.
And as with that statement, as Anais is hanging off of Kara's shoulders, and three of you are looking down at another three of you that are looking up from the entryway to a long forgotten apartment complex. That is where we will end for the week. Say goodbye,
Woo.
everybody.
Bye.
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 Goodbye.